records. Multiple top 10 hits. Not just hits, top 10 hits, which used to really, I mean, these days, wow, top 10. You know, it's hard to find someone like us.
Top 10.
And also, he's not just the drummer and singer, he's the drummer and the singer, which is interesting.
The drummer.
The lead vocalist as well as drums.
Right. And it was really fun being the lead vocalist because the drummer did exactly what I wanted him to do.
Exactly.
Which, you're the guy.
Well, and by the way, vice versa, because
Yes.
the drummer, sometimes the lead vocalist is going off in a direction,
right.
and they're not in the pocket together. We'll get to that.
It's tough running both of me.
Big hits, Get Ready, I'm Losing You, I Just Want to Celebrate, and more. We've been playing them all morning. Rare Earth lead singer Peter Rivera, welcome to the Bob Rivers Show. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm doing fine. Very happy to be here. It's quite an operation here. And, hey, good morning.
Question.
Yeah.
Wikipedia says you live in California, but I have it that you're in Spokane.
I am in Spokane, yeah.
Yeah.
But I lived in California,
So
Detroit.
are you here for tax purposes, or do you,
No.
actually really like
I live in the United States. I just live everywhere.
Yeah. Well, welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So you're gonna step on stage with us tomorrow night, which is very nice.
Yeah.
We spent a bunch of time learning the song. I hope we do it justice.
Boy, I hope you did too.
Your song, by the way,
I think you will.
That song, "Do You Want to Rock," it's like the story of you. Had it all, let it fall.
Yeah.
We were all brothers. Funk, soul, and groove.
Yeah.
Tell me about the start of Rare Earth. Came together in what, like 1970?
Well, at Motown, yeah. But we were a club band and a
Before Motown.
dance hop band named the Sunliners, yeah, and evolved and changed our name to Rare Earth and got with Motown, and it was just an experiment to see. Just like that record said, they took us in the studio to see what we could do.
That was
all.
it. And it's because you were a great club band and Motown was having massive success.
Yep.
Were you a token Caucasian band? Was there such a thing at the time?
No, we wanted to play clubs, so we worked our way up to the top club in the city by playing hit records, and the hits in Detroit were a lot of Motown stuff.
So you played Motown stuff. That's how you got so much soul.
We did. We played everything. I mean, I sang Johnny Mathis songs, and Louis Prima, and Marvin Gaye, and I just had to sing because we had 5 sets a night. And in those sets, I had to sing 40 songs every night.
You sang 40 songs a night.
Oh, yeah.
How old were you then?
I was about 20. I had phony ID, you know.
To get into the clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. All right. The hits. Get Ready, I'm Losing You, I Just Want to Celebrate. Those 3 monsters. Did they all go to #1? I think they did. Or they're close.
You know, what happened is with each city we went to, it'd be #1 in Des Moines, it'd be #2 in Kansas, be #1 somewhere else, back and forth like that.
It's like a primary. You had red states, you had blue states. Some of you were you were doing really well in the blue state.
But by the chart, the chart magazines, Billboard and Cashbox, they never really got to #1. I don't think really at the time. I don't think Motown cared whether we got it to #1 because that might mean that we sold more records than maybe we.
Stevie
never
Wonder.
mind.
Who else was on Motown when you were there?
Oh, God. Gladys Knight, the Marvelettes, the Miracles, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder.
Right.
Jackson
Four Tops.
5.
Temptations.
I met the Jackson 5 the day they came to the studio to meet everybody. Yeah.
Really?
You know, Michael was like 10.
He was 10 years old.
I mean, it was excellent. They were really nice guys.
How much influence of your influence came from these other artists? Because you got to see these sessions, right? I mean, you got to see incredible stuff.
I did, yeah. I used to hang out with David Ruffin, the lead singer of the Temps, and, of course, Marvin Gaye and Stevie. But Ray Charles was a big influence to me. And I liked R&B. I just liked that kind of gutsy, soulful, where the singer would, you know, it didn't matter. He wasn't concerned about how he looked. He had to get into the song. So if he was sweating and he was on his knees, that's the kind of stuff that meant to me. That was passion. And so that's where I was at, you know, with learning songs.
You were David Ruffin's buddy, and the Temps did "I'm Losing You" maybe 3-4 years before you guys did. Was that okay with him? Did he like that you did that song? Was it?
Well, I never got a chance to ask him that, really. David passed before that. But
oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I remember David used to come into the club, and he'd come up on stage with us and do the, you know, beauty's on the skin deep. Yeah, yeah, you know, and it was just great, man. And I went to his apartment with him a couple times and met some people, and And it was great, you know.
Now you are. Did you marry your sweetheart? And you've been married for 30 some odd years, right?
No, I didn't. Well, I got married in 1970, and I was married 43 years. But she died a year and a half ago.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
43 years.
43 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 kids and a whole lifetime
So
there.
where I was going with the question
Yeah.
is you were not a typical rock star. I mean, you
No.
weren't flamboyant, crazy. Did you go through a drug phase or any of that, or did you
Sure
just
did.
a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
A little
did.
bit, lot,
A lot of it. A lot of it.
way.
Well, nothing really heavy. No needles, nothing like that.
There you
But,
go.
I mean, you know, up and down and
up
whatever.
and down and all around in funk soul. And
You know,
yes,
I'm,
I got it.
I'm not. You know, it was part of life. You
Yeah.
know, and I've explained that to my kids and everything. And
Were you hugely rich? And did you go?
no,
through?
never.
Never.
Really
25
huge.
million records.
No, well, you know, the funny thing is that the first royalty checks and probably the only royalty checks I got were from the Get Ready album. And after that, our studio costs went from 5,000 to 200,000.
Yeah.
And all the promotion money spent. So all that money has to be paid back. And to
Before
this day,
the artist gets anything.
to
yeah.
this day, I still owe Motown money.
You owe Motown money?
I owe Motown money, if you can believe that.
that why- that
yes,
why
I-
Detroit's-
actually,
yeah.
I have a little interaction with the record business that I know a little. It's
Yeah.
called a Hollywood accountant, but I guess it's a Motown
That's
accountant
right.
too. And so today you tour. Or, like, when are you going out again?
Anytime I can.
Okay.
But I am going out. I'm going to St. Paul. I'm going to Puerto Rico. And I'm going on tour late July all the way into September with Johnny Winter, Edgar Winter, Vanilla Fudge.
Wow.
In fact, we're playing here in Seattle. We're doing about 20 dates, I think. And
Well, we
all
have to
over
see you. We have to make
Florida.
sure we are there for that, Joe.
Yeah, we got to get. That'd be awesome to have you. We've got a live theater down here. We get you,
We
Johnny,
can
and
promote
Edgar
the
in there,
show
man.
and do
think
a live theater
I think we're
thing.
playing at one of the casinos here, this big show.
Okay.
Oh, that would be great.
Well, we'll be bugging you. Actually,
Good.
we'll ask Jeff to bug you.
Good.
How did you meet Jeff?
How did I meet Jeff? Actually, Jeff was playing with
Paul Rogers.
Paul Rogers
okay.
a couple years ago.
Yep.
And we met at the show, and we introduced each other and talked for a while, and that's how I met Jeff.
So when Jeff called you and said, "Hey, would you like to,
Co-
come and play with us?" Did you like at first? Did you go like, well, like what is it?
Well, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I just went, yeah, well, I remember you, Jeff, but okay.
Right.
Let's talk. So
We're paying
talked.
him a lot of money, aren't we?
Oh, he's,
Oh, yeah.
Gobs of money.
he's officially rich now.
You know, I love doing this, man. So I'll do anything. I do interviews. I don't care, man.
Well, it's really kind of you, and we do appreciate it. I want to play "Get Ready" at the end. I the thing I've been most curious about, and it's funny, you were the soundtrack of my high school with these songs. Spike was telling you, it was gushing
Really?
on you before, and and these were. I grew up in an urban area too, New Haven, Connecticut, and we were so into Motown.
At least you didn't tell me it was your grandfather's high school.
No,
great.
that's
Okay,
good.
go
Whereas we're about the same. I mean, you're a little older. Anyway, so but I remember there was something about the songs, and it was explained to me by Jeff and by a few other people. Actually, another musician, a recording studio guy I know, that when a drummer is the lead singer, he controls the pocket. He controls how it all glues together in a way that is that has something special to it. And not many drummers are. Who are the most famous drummers who are lead singers? Not tons, right?
Phil Collins and
Yes.
Don Henley and
Levon
yeah.
Helm.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell me about that. What you know about, like, what are they trying to explain to me?
Well, the first song I did as a singer, the first song I ever sang was "Run Around Sue," Dion, and the sax player says, "I'll play drums and you go out front and sing." So I started to do this, and I realized where he was with the drums, and so I told him, I said, "From now on, I'll play the drums."
So
and
you
I'll
tried to
sing.
sing to another drummer, and the
Yeah.
drummer, even though he maybe was good
Yeah.
and playing in time,
Yeah.
wasn't playing to you.
So now, after all these years, it's just something I have to do. I do sing out in front. I can. On certain songs, you know, I sit in and have some fun doing that. But I prefer playing and singing because, again, like I said, the drummer plays what the singer wants, and the singer sings with the drummer.
We've
So-
got,
and the rest of the band, who cares, right? Well, who cares what they do?
Who cares?
Yes, Joe.
We got a date on the show. It's going to be Johnny and Edgar Winter with Peter Rivera, Vanilla Fudge, and Kim Simmons, too, from Savoy Brown. Is going to be at the Snoqualmie Casino Mountain View Plaza, the big outdoor
Summer
show.
outdoor concert.
Sunday, August 24th. So you will be back in our area, the Blues Music Festival.
Yeah.
I was wondering, Peter, while you guys were being massive in Detroit and Motown was being massive in Detroit, there was also another music scene that really wasn't as big, but it kind of was, it got to be big, and that was the Bob Seger Syndicate, Ted Nugent and the Amboy Dukes, later Iggy and the Stooges, MC5.
Right.
Did you get out and see those guys, or did you guys, cross-pollinate it all?
Well, I did, and I didn't remember. I was at Sturgis a couple years ago, and I got through playing, and I was drying off with a towel, and the guy comes out of the motorhome, and he goes, "Horlbeck, you rock bum," and all this. I looked up, and it was Ted Nugent. And I said, "Ted," he says, "you don't remember me." I said, "Of course I know you. It's Ted Nugent." He says, "No, you don't really remember." He says, "How do you think I knew your last name?" So he told me a story that back when I was hanging out with a guy at school, we were 16, 17, I went to Frank's house, and his younger brother had a friend named Ted Nugent. And Ted was 14, and he was singing Johnny Be Good on the guitar. And I said to him, "Hey, kid, if you're going to do Johnny Be Good, you should know the lyrics." And he said that I wrote the lyrics out for him. Wow. He gave them to him. He was 14.
Wow.
I don't remember it
You
at
didn't
all.
remember that.
I don't remember that.
But you were a kind guy.
But I know those guys. I'm okay. But I know all those guys, yeah. Well, what happened was Motown, and the whole rest of the world was the rest of the world.
Right.
And when we went into Motown, we became in Motown. And the whole rest of the world went around us, Ted Nugent, MC5, Mitch Ryder, and everybody else. And when you were in Motown, you weren't really associating too much with the other part of the rock business, and that's where we were. And then back in the 60s, when the whole world turned to England and went, anything from England is great, and the heck with American acts, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened.
That's right.
Motown kind of got a thumbs down and a poo-poo. And what they didn't realize is the people in England were over there learning the best things in life are free.
Right.
They're learning Motown records,
Right.
and they're studying how Stax and Motown did their stuff. So anyways, we never really were considered to be a rock act. We were like something different. We were
right.
Blue-Eyed Soul, but we were members of the Motown school.
Peter Rivera. I got to ask this.
Ask me whatever.
Motown is such your heritage. We only have about a minute left. But so what do you drive? Do you drive a big Herkin Chevy Ford truck, or do you drive like a little Jap gas sipper? What do you drive?
I drive myself crazy.
He doesn't want to say? Or do you have one of each?
No, I'm from Detroit. I don't. I just got a couple cars.
Detroit cars.
Nothing serious.
He drives a
Chrysler.
Harley.
Yeah, a
I
Harley
ride
too?
a Harley. You
No
bet.
kidding.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, Spike and the Impalers, honored
Spike.
to have as our special guest Peter Rivera. And when we come back, we'll kick off the 10 at 10. We will play Get Ready, plus the other 10 at 10. What's the 10 at 10, Spike?
I don't even know. I've been so
Look
in
it
love
up. It's
over
in your
here.
email.
Yeah.
And we don't have time for the 10 at 10 Rock Genius Trivia, but stay tuned for that, Peter. Good to see you. Jody has the last word of the day.
Yes.
This morning brought to you by Walker's Wren. The last word of the day is mogul.